Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. It's Fandom Frequency. We're talking about Eternals. Marvel took some acid and said, hold my beer, bro. They got trippy as shit. It's the latest and greatest Marvel release, man. MCU, they're kicking off the fall season before No Way Home with a bunch of new characters. Opinions have been all over the place for this movie, man.
Oh, yeah.
And it's crazy, man. But before we get into our opinions, we got to do the formal introductions. You know, it's your boy Kenny right here. I'm joined by my two co-hosts.
Skippy, how's it going, everybody? How's it going?
I got Miguel right here, ready to give you some information on the Eternals tonight.
Yeah, man. We're going to get into all this shit, man. We're going to get into all of it. But before we do, make sure you click that subscribe button, man. We're trying to grow the channel over here. We're trying to reach our first 100 subscribers, man. And y'all have been showing so much love to the channel overall. We really appreciate it, man. So click that bell so you don't miss any of this content going straight into your feeds all throughout the weeks and months to come. And if you're on the podcast feed, you're listening to these sultry voices and you like what you're hearing, click the download and make sure you tell your non-nerdy friend to go check out Eternals so we can ask you what the fuck happened. So, getting into the positives, what do you like about this movie, guys? And I'll let you guys kick this thing off, whoever wants to go first. What do you like about the Eternals? What works?
Let's see. The visuals for sure is there. I really do appreciate the visuals for, like on point, especially with the Celestials and everything like that.
Yeah.
Even in like the human power, like the powers from the Eternals and everything. Like it was cool to see them.
It's really cool the way they visualize it for sure.
Yeah, like the whole power from Icarus himself and all the other cool cast. It was cool to see it like something like that extreme power wise on screen. So that was awesome to see on that end for it.
Especially in the MCU post Endgame when it wasn't something that big going on necessarily.
Yeah.
Even though this conflict's pretty huge.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Yeah, it's humongous. So
humongous, bro. And I don't know if you guys ain't seen Dune, right?
No,
not yet.
It was funny because both these movies came out around the same time. This visually is like that. It's so epic, dude. Like both of these movies, and it was just cool to see something like that in Dune, so epic in the Marvel universe. You know what I'm saying?
See, I don't know what Dune is about, but
Dune's like a sci-fi thing
I know-
that a lot of stuff like Star Wars is based on, and it's just like an epic space adventure.
I know
you
there's a scene where like a big worm is just coming out of the sand.
Yeah,
shit.
you know how big that worm
Yeah,
is?
so like they show him really huge, right? That's I like how they show the Celestial like that as well. I
Exactly.
forgot his name right now, but
Aramish.
yeah, there you go, Aramish. I like how big they portrayed him, and it gave me some like honestly some kind of like scary feeling looking at that, looking at that image.
It has a presence, you know what I'm saying, and that's what the Celestials should be, you know.
And honestly,
They're
for
sure,
huge
for sure.
fucking cosmic beings.
Going back to your question, I also like the chemistry between the Eternals themselves. That was pretty good.
The Eternal cast?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I thought they all had a lot of good chemistry together.
It had it there, yeah, for sure. There's like some characters that do really work well with each other and stuff like that.
Definitely.
I think in the story, like they haven't really seen it like a lot from each other for like a long time, right? Like
Literally thousands of years.
Yeah, so it's been a while, and then like they still had that chemistry there when once they got reunited and everything. So they for sure got it there, no problem.
Yeah, and kind of echoing your point, that's why it works so well, because they've supposed to have known each other for 7,000 years or something like that. So the fact that they haven't seen each other for a long time but still have chemistry, I think that makes a lot of sense. Like when we haven't seen each other like literally for a while until we saw the movie, it ain't like all our chemistry went away or something.
Yeah.
Or like when I saw someone for the first time in a few years, we still have that chemistry. It's not like it's going to change. Your best friends, your family, you're always going to have that chemistry. Unless it's been like 20, 30 years and you ain't seen them since you were like 5 to 35. But in this case, they were all, grown in a way, and they had done stuff for thousands of years. So no one knows them better than each other. So I thought that was really well done.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think another thing too is for us to be introduced to the cosmic like world and everything like that. I think it was cool to actually for us to branch out to that point, right? Because we've only really been into space was with Guardians and for the Infinity Saga, like Infinity War and pretty much Endgame in a sense, sort of in between. So
less so, but it was in there.
Yeah. Like it was cool for us to actually starting to see in the MCU to start branching out more into the higher, pretty much up in the cosmics where we're dealing with big threats in comparison to what we've been dealing with in the past.
Oh yeah,
huge differences.
All right, so here's a question for you guys.
Yo,
do you think maybe going into the multiverse and then also branching out to the space like side is maybe too much in the plate of the MCU, or should they just deal with one thing first and then go into the other?
At this time, the way they've done it so far, it's pretty streamlined for me. I think they run that risk, but I think if they do it a certain way, it shouldn't affect anything because the multiverse is more about the whole entire universe, right? And the Eternals being cosmic is the universe, but it depends how they're used in the future too. They may go into the multiverse and go less into the Celestials, you know what I'm saying? But they have to flesh out that side of the universe if you're going to introduce the Eternals and stuff like that. But I don't know. It just really depends how they do it because the multiverse could be as simple as an alternate Aunt May to an alternate Guardians of the Galaxy to an alternate Eternals. It could be huge or small. So I think they run the risk of doing too much. But right now, it's been working pretty well to me.
Okay. Was that was like the pretty much a question? If you feel like it was all on one plate?
Yes, it was. See, because I like more of the multiverse side, where
side
they explore like more of themselves and in different side of themselves all over like in these other universes. Compared to just staying in the same one and going to space. And don't get me wrong, that's super cool.
Yeah.
But I want to focus more on the Loki stuff.
The Loki stuff and that the variants and stuff like that, right? To see all of our favorite characters coming into different variations of it, which is cool. So, like, do you feel like it's a lot more going on with the cosmic stuff and the multiverse stuff?
No, like Kenny said, right now everything's been handled pretty well. So, no, as long as they're doing what they're doing right now, I think everything's solid.
Gotcha. I'm kind of like on the fence too, because you gotta like a lot of people they have like a lot of questions, right, with the multiverse, like especially with the multiverse, and also now with the cosmic stuff. There's going to be a lot of stuff that they have a lot of questions for, and then some people like for the mass normal audience, they will they may feel overwhelmed. I feel like they may feel like so many new things are being added on.
Oh, okay. You know what? That's a really good point. Like a casual viewer who like maybe doesn't know as much as you and I, and they're gonna be watching this, and then they're not gonna understand like the difference between multiverse and space.
Yeah, like that's gonna be like they're gonna be like, wait, what the heck? Weren't we on like the Loki series?
Exactly.
That creates like a lot of conversation because like. There's like, okay, so there's variations of this person here and there's a variation of this person there. They're still wrapping their minds around that, like the general audience. But then now there's like a huge threat with like an Eternal coming in here along with what you may call it with the Celestials, right? The Celestials, and especially the Celestials. There's going to be a lot that they're going to be like, they got to deal with that now. And then like there's a lot more questions for them that's going to be added on. And I feel like maybe like on their end, you might be kind of like falling behind a little bit. I feel like if anything, they're doing it proper right now, but I think they really should tack on. I'm hoping that they deal with the multiverse first, and then they move on to the cosmic stuff a little bit later on down the line. Kind of like how like the end game stuff, like phase 4 and 5 would be kind of like the multiverse, and then it'll be a nice blend of the cosmic stuff dealing with Galactus, because we already know Galactus is to be the new big bad, right? Already years down the line, but this is like maybe another 10 years if we're looking at it MCU timeline wise, but that's what I'm really hoping for.
That's a good point, man, because general audiences, it is a big portion of the audience going to see these movies. So with the Disney Plus shows, it does kind of run the risk of, are you alienating certain people from the overall franchise because they got to catch up with so much stuff? But at the same time, it all depends on the execution, I think, in the movies, and depending on, like, Loki's going to be in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, right? Now, if you haven't watched Loki, are they going to be able to kind of connect that context into the movie?
Yeah.
That's kind of going to be our first test to see WandaVision as well. If you haven't watched those two shows, are you going to understand their place in the story and whatnot? It's going to be very interesting to see. And the fact that No Way Home is pretty much straight multiverse, right?
Yeah.
This movie, when I think about it right now, is more so cosmic, but at the same time, it is multiverse because it is dealing with multiple galaxies and things of that nature. And with celestials, there could be celestials and other cosmic beings like Eternity and people like that tie into the multiverse. Eternity is the multiverse, and everything that exists since the Big Bang is that entity in and of itself. So I think the Eternals is meant to give a starting off point and a place for them to jump off into cosmic entities tying into the multiverse, because they do directly tie into the multiverse.
Yeah, they do in a way for sure. In a way for sure. It really just depends on how they play it out.
The execution is key.
Yeah, like you said.
But I think that's what they're doing. They're trying to tie those together.
Yeah, I'm really hoping, like, as like the general audience, like the listen, like we mentioned before, like already a couple times in the past, the Disney Plus and stuff. I wonder how much like do you really don't need to watch like the Disney Plus shows. Like they might do a marketing type of strategy where they kind of have to watch those Disney Plus shows, even though they said you don't have to, because there's probably like a great amount of details that they're probably missing out and stuff like that, right?
And they want to build up that Disney Plus, streaming wars, baby.
Yeah,
Streaming Wars, The Last Jedi.
Huge one. But going on with the pros,
man, for me, I would have to say my pros was definitely the soundtrack and the overall score in the movie. I thought the music was really good.
The score itself.
Yo, MCU has had some really good bangers to start off with. You got Iron Man, AC/DC, boom. You got freaking the Guardians of the Galaxy. Awesome.
That was a long gap, though.
Thor, Led Zeppelin. Oh, come on, dude.
Yeah.
And then now you start off with Pink Floyd. I was surprised they even chose that. Like, that was good.
Yeah, baby. Time, Dark Side of the Moon. Perfect. Dude. Just so good, man. And also, I got to say, I understand that some people, including myself, have some mixed feelings about a few of the characters in the film. I got to say, overall, I love the characters in the movie, and the acting is top-notch in this movie. Hands down, top to bottom.
I'll give the acting credit. Yeah, for sure.
You got to look at that cast, though. Maybe that's what
Angelina Jolie's giving one of the best performances in years. Icarus, Richard Madden, he was really good. Like we were talking about earlier. What's his name? Druid, played by Baron Cogan. That guy was incredible. He had like 20, maybe 15 minutes of screen time tops. Well, maybe 45 with the 30-minute fight at the end. But he didn't have a lot of screen time, and he was so charismatic and so likable that you really connected to his worldview and how he was feeling about his overall place in his existence as an Eternal. And I think all that stuff going into the questions they were asking, what is our purpose? And is our purpose actually right? Is what we're doing actually right? Why are humans here? And what is the value of humans even being on this planet Earth when we create a bunch of other ones? You know what I'm saying? The questions in the philosophy or the philosophical stuff and the really heady, trippy stuff that they're going into, for me, was very refreshing in this franchise, because they don't really get into a lot of these questions. No. Much, if at all, except for maybe the Infinity Saga and Guardians Volume 2 with Star-Lord's dad being a Celestial.
Yeah.
But the way they're actually tackling these issues, to me, I thought was really well done, very interesting, and at the same time, kind of funny in certain points too. You know what I'm saying? And I thought the humor was well done in this movie. It was some of the best MCU humor, I think, out of the last few movies.
You think so?
Yeah.
For the MCU? For me, the humor, it was kind of there. It was like half there as half not. It was like there was sometimes they would like do throw in a couple of jokes. It was like it didn't hit for me personally, but I know it hit for a few other people and stuff like that. But the humor, it was like on my end, it was kind of like 50-50 for it. It was 50-50 when it comes to the humor and stuff like that.
I agree. The humor. I like the humor from. I don't know the actor's name.
Oh, the camera guy.
The camera guy.
Yeah,
the camera guy.
Okay, he's one of them. Okay.
And Druid's pretty funny too.
Yeah.
And
I thought Camille Nanjiani was killing it.
He was hilarious.
I think he was a star for sure on like 50 part. Camille.
Oh,
he was like he makes
awesome.
up like a good part of it on my end for the 50%.
And him with the camera guy, that 1-2 punch right there, dude.
Yeah.
So good. And the whole emotional moment with him at the end, real quick, where he's like, "Oh, well, thank you for everything you guys are doing and what you've done for us and stuff like that."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, "Damn, that's cool, man. That they had a comedic character actually have a really cool, like, dramatic beat like that." Because sometimes the MCU just gets silly and doesn't allow that to happen. You know.
True. Like
as much as I love it, like Ragnarok, I think you're like, "Oh, damn, Odin died," and then someone's cracking a joke and they're over here doing something else. I'm like, let me sit in the moment.
Yeah, let's have us like settled like with everything going on, especially if it's like a huge tragic moment like that.
Yeah, that's where I thought this movie, and that's the thing with humor, and I'm not gonna like say you guys are wrong or anyone's wrong for not liking the humor in the movie, but it's subjective, you know. So certain things that are funny for me won't be for you, and vice versa. Because there's a couple jokes me and him laughed at really hard that you didn't laugh at, and there were jokes that like you laughed at more than I laughed at, you know, but. I think overall it was a pretty good balance of the tone with the humor. I don't think they went like too overboard. I thought they let the serious stuff play out and they put the humor in at the right moments.
At the right moments,
yeah. Even if it didn't hit or you wasn't, because I don't think every joke was funny either.
Yeah.
But I just thought the humor was well placed.
They got a lot more better with it for sure. I think that was like one of my main concerns for it in the upcoming phases, like with the comedy and stuff like that. Do you like kind of need to like lighten it up when it comes to like the serious moments or at least better place it out, like you said.
Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah,
perfect.
That was
like the Russo brothers really knew how to balance that out. So I think Chloe Zhao did a good job of doing that here. I thought she balanced the tone pretty good overall. And I'm trying to think if there's other positives. Oh, the Celestials. They did a great job with bringing the Celestials to life overall. Even the ones we saw and like the explanations and stuff like that. Those designs to me look better than the comics.
They
in
look
all honesty.
way better compared
you
to
know
the
what
comics,
I'm saying?
For sure.
It doesn't look goofy. It doesn't look silly. It looks menacing and weird and just like completely unique to what you see in this genre of like comic book movies. Not sci-fi, but comic book movies. And I think this movie as a sci-fi movie works very well. And I think people that like sci-fi might like this more just for that than as an MCU movie. And I think people that just like cool, trippy movies will enjoy it more than us hardcore MCU fans.
Right.
You know?
That's true. Yeah. I feel like, that's a huge thing for them. The Celestials looked sick as hell. Like when we seen him at the very end of the movie, towards the end, like the closing acts, dude, he looked so freaking terrifying.
You're talking about the scene when he arrives to Earth?
Yeah, when he straight up just warped right in there and he was ready about to fuck some shit up.
I was like, fuck.
Those are like the scenes that I'm talking about earlier, where it's so fear, like it gives me such a fear watching those kind of scenes because it's so big.
They're
huge. Imagine with Galactus, bro. Yeah. That's gonna be another freaking.
And I really thought that was it.
You thought
that was Galactus.
Surfer.
Like,
you know what I mean?
God, what? Okay, yes.
Silver Surfer.
This ain't a fart cloud in the sky. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is Arishem, bitch. But I thought it was going to be Galactus for a second. You know what was funny? When they were doing the Awakening, or whatever they call it, the Emergence.
The Emergence.
I thought it was going to be Galactus for a second.
You thought so?
Because you saw like the things poking out.
Yeah,
the
shape
helmet.
of the helmet.
Yeah.
Like I thought it was him, but it's like, nah.
I would think that'll be such a sweet little Easter egg. It's like, hey, this guy's gonna be coming around the corner. If anybody who knows what kind of helmet this is, he's gonna be showing up.
You know what I'm saying?
No doubt about that.
Never know.
But no, that was pretty awesome to see from that point. Was for like the Celestials and everything. So that's huge props for that. Very cool looking. Very cool.
Definitely.
But
what are some cons that you guys didn't like about the movie?
The cons.
One last positive.
Let me see.
For me, the pacing was good. What was it like for you guys?
Pacing.
I know you were kind of tired, but did you actually think the pacing was bad? or were you tired?
Just in some points, honestly.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was just wondering because I didn't really get a chance to ask
yeah.
you. Because I went to movies like the movie's good, but I was just tired as shit. You know.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
So I was just wondering.
The pacing for myself, it was like on and off. It's like how I mentioned before. It's kind of like a bonfire. Like it would start igniting, the story would start getting crazy, then it would start dimming down a little bit. Then it would start going up again. Then it would start going down. It's kind of like for myself, it was kind of like that. I was in it and I was pulled out of it. And for some reason for this film, that's how it felt for me throughout the movie. Like I do appreciate it a lot still, but it was kind of like it wasn't really grasping my attention, though I liked the whole thing.
I wish I could think of an example of a movie I saw that I felt like that, because I know I have.
Yeah, something like that.
I wish I could think of it.
Yeah, like it's just it was one of those things that,
like that
I wish.
You know what it's like that? Do you guys know the movie Last Night in Soho?
Last Night
that just came out recently?
No, not yet.
You guys know who Edgar Wright is?
Yeah, of course.
It's his latest movie, and it's a horror thriller movie or whatever. I felt like that in the middle of the movie too.
Oh,
it was like
so?
I was super into it in the first like act of the movie, and the whole setup super cool. And the way that he's visualizing the story and all this stuff. And we're not even into the creepy shit yet. And I'm super invested. And then once the creepy shit starts, it's cool. But then it gets repetitive as fuck. And then I'm like, where are we going with this shit, dude?
It's kind of like that. Like I said, it's like you
but it was a
expect
good
one
ending
thing,
for
but
the
it was
most
out.
part. But it was
gotcha.
like, for a minute, I was just getting frustrated, dude.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that movie to me would have been a 9.5 out of 10 if it just would have stopped with the repetitive and the better pacing, you know?
See, I felt like this movie went on a little bit too long. I felt like some scenes could have been cut. Maybe like in the love story between
Cersei and Icarus?
Yes.
You felt like those two like development was going on a little bit longer,
yes,
compared to the other ones.
Yeah.
Would you want to see more of like different development from other characters onto the movie, or be placed somewhere else?
Maybe what Druid was doing.
Yeah,
cool.
Druid for me needed some more love in the movie as well. That's one of my negatives. I kind of agree with you guys, or one of my mixed points. I think some of the characters get short. Just the short side of the stick or whatever when it comes to getting development and just getting that screen time to really pop. Like Makari, the deaf, really fast girl, she didn't get enough time to really pop like I think she could have, even though I liked her in it. And we didn't get an understanding of who she was now, who she was then, and what she had been up to in all those years in between Babylon and the present. We didn't really get any of that with her. Ajax, complete disappointment.
Yeah.
I understand that you got to go with what the movie's telling you, but I just thought as the leader of the Eternals, she didn't get enough time to really shine in this movie, dude. Like,
no,
the leader of the group. Every leader of every group in this series has gotten a ton of development and a lot of time to shine in the movies. Tony Stark, Star-Lord, you know what I'm saying? Like
they had some time to like at least
Captain
get seasoned,
America.
get cooked, right? I feel like with her, it was for me. It was kind of like you said. I wish we did have more screen time with her because like
you see her dead in like the first 15 minutes, and I'm like, dude, I saw her once.
Yeah, and then like we only see her. Like in the beginning, it's like technically twice when she got portrayed by Icarus, and then everything like that, and then that was like the only time we seen her, and it would have been cool to see like why she was chosen to be that leadership at least a little bit. I mean, it would because
we saw when they woke up the first time, and then Icarus and Cersei met and stuff like that when they first woke up from because they keep regenerating, so they woke up before, but when they woke up to do whatever they're doing when we saw them, that was cool, but it was like, give me more time with that. Let me see what's going on with Ajax. Why does she feel like she needs to be loyal to these guys in the first place?
Yeah.
Icarus, I felt like we kind of understood that. With her, we don't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because she was keep on saying like the humans were something different, but why exactly were they different?
I get it. Like she sees the humanity and the good side of it. But she didn't get time to see her discover that. Yeah. That's the problem. Cersei did. We saw that. And we got to see her, playing with the little girls and them and her going to the wedding and people doing stuff like that. They had time to show their human side. We didn't get any of that with Ajax. And they completely wasted Salma Hayek in this movie.
I kind of disagree with you guys. I like that they killed off the leader so fast because it adds a problem to the team for them to even be getting together to begin with. to see what was going on.
For sure.
And yeah, I get that maybe we didn't get more of a backstory, but there's so many characters. We can't get a backstory to every single one of them.
For every single one of them. Okay, yeah, I can see that. I can see that for sure.
In 2 hours and 40 minutes, I think we could.
Well, okay, that's why it all goes back to what I've said about cutting some scenes,
Cutting some scenes.
I feel you, but I don't know, man.
I feel like with that,
I feel like they wasted some of Hayek.
And you guys say that you guys want to get attached to the character, but it's not Hayek. Like, she's a famous, probably the most famous actor there. So you guys are pretty much already attached to the actress, and killing her off is like already like a dramatic hit. Like, oh shoot, they already killed her off.
They killed her off, but like at that point,
I feel like
they could have done, if they were gonna do something like quick, could be better explanation for it getting killed off. Because at this point, when they killed her off, it was Icarus that leads her off to like the forest, and it was like a quick scene like that.
Yeah, but that's okay. Yeah,
but like I
liked how she died. I just didn't like how
the anticipation or like the built up for it. Or
yeah, it's like, oh, okay, Ajax and the team, cool. All right, present day. Oh, she's dead. It's like we didn't get any time with any of that. Star-Lord's scene with his mom hits more powerful than anything with Ajax in this movie. And it's one scene.
Oh, shit.
That speaks volume.
That set up Peter Quill for the rest of this franchise.
That's true.
I already like this guy.
But,
I
don't know. That's kind of different because you're comparing a son and a mother to just some, like, God character,
Yeah, that's another point of reference, too.
I got one scene with Phastos where he built the atomic bombs. He created the technology that created that and bombed Hiroshima. In one scene, I understood completely why he had no faith in humanity, what his purpose was, what his job was, and I already knew where he was going to be at when we met him in the present. I just didn't know he was gay. That's the only thing I didn't know. I got all that in one scene.
That is true.
I didn't get shit with Ajax. I don't trust them. I think this mission's bad. Oh, you do? I gotta kill you then. Okay, cool. I didn't hear about you for an hour and a half before that. So why am I supposed to care just because they care?
That is another thing too.
That to me is lazy storytelling. I don't have to care because they care. I just think that's kind of lame to me.
It was like I feel like if they were like we mentioned before, it had to have some type of built up. Like, I mean, I wish like we did see a little bit more. Like, I think that's where it also goes off to like where they actually put the storytelling within the film. Because for me, the storytelling, it was like okay for me. Like it's like it kind of blends into both things, like the characters themselves and the pacing themselves as an overall for the film and stuff like that. So that's where like my main conflict is with this film. Like I really wish like they did focus on like to certain very important major points, like maybe explain a little bit more with the deviants a little bit more further.
I agree with you there.
Because
I'm still confused about the deviants, to be honest with you.
And especially because like we can try to go off of the comics, but this is the MCU. They can have something completely different.
You can't rely on the comics.
Like they can easily shift stuff. Like for Thanos, for example. He is technically half deviant and half eternal, but he never mentioned that at all in the MCU. So,
and if we didn't read comics, we wouldn't know that.
Yeah, and we wouldn't know it at all. So we're at the point where we're gonna have to theorize, saying that okay, so in the MCU, Thanos is neither celestial or deviant. Like when he's
just
doing
some other alien.
Yeah, he's just another alien, which we won't really know until we get later on down the ways with at the very end of the scene where we meet Star Fox for the very first time, and then that's technically Thanos' half brother, and we won't know the full history till then.
Okay, so are you guys hoping that there's some backstory to Thanos with Star Fox introduction?
I just want a little context because this is supposed to tie in. You have to explain it because he is part Eternal, but he isn't going on the mission of the Eternal, so why isn't he getting judged by Erishim like they did?
Yeah, that's very true.
You're setting up stuff that you have to answer.
Yeah.
That's
why that's like a lot of the stuff that a lot of people who are like who know about the comics, like we like a lot of the times you'll get frustrated, like why aren't they doing this? Why aren't we doing that? It's like completely different. The MCU universe is different from the comic books.
Definitely.
So right now, like we're at that theorizing state of okay, so if this is not this, if let's say for Thanos, for example, if he's not this, and we got to theorize it's going to be some other way and stuff like that. It's a lot of that going on. But if you're an average moviegoer, you just know him. Oh, Thanos is a big purple alien. He got all the Infinity Stones. He has a daughter, and
that's true. It wouldn't really affect a lot of the people going to see the movie per se.
Yeah, I think it's just like the burden of us knowing too much and everything like that when it comes to like the comics and everything.
It's a fair point, dude. Fair point.
But yeah, that's I guess I was like a little bit mix of my end with everything. Like, you know, pretty much with the cons, it's like for me it was the pacing. For me, it was like there was some character development I wish I would have seen more, a little bit more in the film for sure. The fighting scenes were I enjoyed the fighting scenes pretty. Yeah. It was pretty dope seeing them.
I like the choreography, especially Athena and Gilgamesh and Kingo. I thought their choreography and fight scenes were the best. Mm-hmm. And Mercari's at the end there. That was pretty sick too.
Yeah, that was
fighting Icarus.
I think Athena was the best for sure.
Athena? Oh yeah. Angelina Jolie, baby. She always kicks ass. And Athena is my favorite character of the film, by the way.
Is she?
Okay.
Okay, let's go on to that topic. So Athena's your favorite, hands down, for the movie, right?
Yeah, I would say her, Druid, and Kingo, just for fun purposes.
Kingo. What about you? What's your like favorite character over there for the Eternals?
I like Druid for sure.
He's my fourth.
Kingo
for sure.
And I'm gonna go with the strong deviant that looks like Ultron.
Oh yeah.
He's pretty cool.
I like him.
I wish we had a little bit more of that guy.
Me too.
But freaking Athena just wracked him.
Yep.
Just
sliced I just really like Donkey.
She's like, whoosh, 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 and she was done.
Sliced his ass.
I like his drive that he after reading, like, you know, after he was beating the Eternals and he kept on reading more into their knowledge, he found out that I always forget the Celestial's name. Tell me one more time. Aramis was doing a bad thing, so he wanted to stop it. You know, well, he was the true hero right there.
Exactly.
In his eyes, yeah, like it's fucked up. Like they were like kind of like for the deviants, they were built on one thing, but they were a failed experiment. And at this point now, they're the Celestial guy. He created the Eternals.
Created the Eternals to help effectively eliminate the deviants while also cleaning up their mess while also farming planets to create new celestials, to create new galaxies, which in turn could create new universes as well.
Yeah. That's
which might create the possibility of variant timelines to even take place in the first place.
Yeah. So like for him, that character's development, for his point of view, I could see why, like, you know, he was the way he was, and it was cool to see like them actually evolving throughout the movie. For me, I liked to go add on to the pro. I liked seeing like that little, once he killed one of the Eternals, they were actually able to grab their powers and then
use their abilities.
And then like you see him, like he was able to give it all to the other deviants to get those powers.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and then like they were able to heal now. And they even mentioned like they weren't able to heal before. We were able to slice them up, no problem, and just leave them there. But now they're actually able to rejuvenate a little bit.
Full on Wolverine shit going on. But that was because it was Ajax's ability. That was good writing though, because that was kind of like showing you the twist before you realize what was going on. The twist was good though. I don't mind him killing her. I just wanted some more time with her before that took place. That's it. You could literally have had the same outcome. Just give me some time to actually care about it.
Right.
I can name several other examples. What's his name? Supreme Leader Snoke. Give me some more time before you slice him in half. You know?
Yeah.
I like the scene. I just wanted some more time with the villain, more time with the character. That's all.
True.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't hate it. It just was like, couldn't you just got some unknown actress to play that then?
And if it was like a quick like on and off, because like
she has less screen time than the deaf girl.
True. I'm trying to think. I was going to mention something.
It's just crazy to me. The Deviants have more screen time.
Wait, who? The Ajax?
Yes. Oh, okay. Gilgamesh's fucking cooking apron has more screen time than her, dude. Like, it's just lame to me. Like, I can't think of a movie recently I saw where I'm supposed to care so much about something going on, but I didn't spend any time with the character. I can't think anything like that. It's just weird to me.
It's very different take. Maybe like the billing for her was too high.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro.
They had
it's weird to me.
Marvel only can afford 50 minutes of her time, and that was it.
Only it's her or Jolie.
Yeah, Jolie was another one, and then they are like,
that.
all right, Jolie is, she's kind of playing Athena,
Athena's too big of a character. We got to kill you off. No one even knows who Ajax is. Get out of here.
They were in the meeting. All the meetings were for the budget.
One thing I liked, and then one thing I didn't like, but I'll get into the don't like real quick.
Okay.
I didn't like how Sprite all of a sudden turned on Cersei and shit.
Oh, I was gonna add that.
That was the lamest plot point in this movie.
That was dumbest.
I agree.
I'm in love with him.
I didn't like that at all.
She is, huh?
It's like
I didn't get any hint of this in the last hour and a half.
And then, even then, you don't really get that hint, like you said, that hint, but
of her liking him.
Yeah, they only mention it. You're like, okay, so this is part of it.
Kingo, and I get why he knows. But I'm not Kingo.
Yeah, true, and the audience doesn't know, and we're like, all of a sudden that twist when what's her face gets stabbed. We're like, oh my god, are you serious?
Yeah, I'm like, I get why Sprite's upset she can't grow up and stuff like that. That was understandable, and her being jealous of Cersei for being able to grow up and be with other people and stuff like that made sense to me. I just didn't like the whole jealousy thing with Icarus because he didn't set it up.
Yeah, because there was like we mentioned, there's no hints towards that at all.
It could have worked better, but they didn't set it up.
No.
Even Ajax, at least it was set up kind of like what's going on, and this is the inciting incident. So I understand that at least, and I get its purpose in the story. I just didn't like it. That's all. I understand it, but it just didn't make sense to me. Sprite was just like, what? Huh?
It was just like that little fun little pull the rug underneath you.
Yeah.
You're like, what
you already
the fuck?
had one twist with Icarus. Calm down, M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh yeah, that was a huge thing. Icarus is supposed to be good, like I mentioned before off camera.
He's the leader. He's the Superman of their group.
Yeah, he was supposed to be the one that's at leadership, helps fight off the huge major threats out in the other universes, stuff like that. And that little twist, we're like, okay, so. I guess it goes back to us knowing too much about the comics. It's just we got to go with it now. But it's kind of I kind of want to see a little more of that character as well to be played out.
In just the overall universe.
Yeah, just overall with the team.
I can understand
that would have been cool.
Yeah, it'll be cool to see him actually head on to dealing with other threats with the other Eternals that were left over at the end of the film, and see how he interacts with other MCU characters. Because I honestly thought he was going to be there to help the Avengers at some point, because I think there was some little clips here and there, so oh, maybe I can lead the Avengers. So he was mentioning little things about interacting with the Avengers and stuff like that, right? And that's why I was like, all right, cool. I can see him being part of the team, and it'll be cool to see him fight up against the other threats, when he gets to Doctor Doom, or when he gets to Galactus, or even when he gets to Kang, maybe that later on down the line.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. We can see the Eternals; they'll fight him, just not him. But I feel you though. I liked Icarus okay. I thought he was a good character in the movie and all that, but I'm fine without him.
Yeah, true.
And I like the poetic way they took him out, in the way I thought that was more interesting than just he sacrificed himself for somebody or something.
Oh yeah, Icarus got too close to the sun.
Yeah, and the whole conflict with him and them and all that stuff, I thought that worked really well at the end of the movie, man. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Sprite, that just came out of nowhere, dude.
Yeah, it was just the unnecessary turn. I feel like they could have just let it be with Icarus doing all the dirty work, because he is that strongest out of the group, and the other Eternals had to outsmart him and get him into that point where they can actually handicap him a bit for them to go on with their plan. But I guess they want to have that little twist when they're about to execute it, that Sprite comes out of nowhere, it stabs her with a little butter knife, and that's it.
Yeah, Sprite was my least favorite character for sure, especially after that happened.
Yeah, she dropped down. She dropped down after that. I was like, all right, get out of here. Just get out of here. I
would definitely say I agree with you. I was really enjoying her until that part came up, to be honest with you.
Her, yeah,
she was cool, I was like, okay, she's all right. I like her.
She has she had a little sass to her, and then it came to that point. I was like, why?
And I like the way she was using her powers and stuff like that. And I like when he was all like, oh hey, look, this is my friend Sprite, and she's like, it just disappears. I thought she was pretty funny and stuff like that.
She's clever in her ways. Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? And you kind of got an understanding of her personality and stuff like that. And like I said, being stuck as a kid like that would suck. So I do get that part of the character, but the whole twist and all that was stupid. And then Cersei just forgives her. I'm like, you're a better person than me, man.
Yeah, she's very.
I'd have been like, bitch, get off me.
Very nurturing of her character, man.
You know what I'm saying? But everybody's different, man. And I like Cersei a lot in the movie too. I thought Gemma Chan was really good in it.
Cersei, it's gonna be interesting to see her be played out later on down the line with the MCU.
Yeah, see where she goes.
See what she.
Dane Whitman, Black Knight, baby.
Oh,
post credits.
That's another person we gotta talk about.
Let's get into it, man.
I want to see more Athena in the future for sure. I just don't like that problem that she had.
She's flying around looking for Eternals, so very easily could happen as long as in real life Angelina Jolie's down to come back and do it.
You know how she has the anger problem? I don't know what it was called, but
it was they called it the Mad Weary, and it was because she had so many memories repressed in her mind from all the different times she had been rebooted. It was just kind of short. She would short out, and it would just overload her mind because she had thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years of memories that the others weren't able to maintain and keep in their head. She was, but it corrupted her at a certain point. Oops.
That got taken off when Gilgamesh dies. No,
Gilgamesh. No, I think she still deals with that. I think she still somewhat deals with it because I don't think when he dies it really went away because I feel like she was able, I guess, at that point she was able to manage it because for him before he died, his last wish was for her to be able to stay within sanity. He wanted her to be well and not go too far into that dark path. And I guess towards at that point in the film, she was able to control it, but I think still believe that it was still there, and in the future that she has to find a way for her to officially fight that side of her, fight her multiple demons of her remembering all those memories in the past and stuff like that, all those lies and everything and everything so forth for her. So I think she still has it, but I don't think we won't see it till
and maybe. It's also a metaphor for repressed memories and repressed trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Which I talked to Keith about that stuff, bro. He had repressed memories and stuff like that too.
Oh, shit.
I literally was asking about something that happened, and he said, I literally don't remember it. I only know about it because my mom explained it to me. Yeah. So my mom has the same thing. Yeah. She has memories from her childhood she cannot tell you from her own memory. She knows them from other people telling her. I don't have that, but I haven't been through that much fucked up shit like that. So
yeah, there's a lot. There's stuff like that when it comes to trauma and things like that.
That's what it was. That's what it was. Mm-hmm. It was a cosmic metaphor for repressed memories and also for memory loss as well. Mm-hmm. So, and I've dealt with both of these things in my life or known someone that has. So personally, I just connected to it and thought it was a pretty cool storyline. But
very true, very true.
But I definitely want to see more of her, and I think we are. That's why they have those 4. You know, that's who we're gonna get. That's the Eternals we're gonna see. Camille maybe, but I feel like the ones on the ship looking for Eternals, they're definitely gonna cross over with somebody.
Yeah, because at the end of the film, the other 3 were taken by
Aramis. Should we feel like that's gonna be? Oh, we got to go get them. You know,
that's gonna be the setup for
if they do Eternals 2 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they're making pretty good money, and it's the Marvel machine. I'm pretty sure if they want to make it, it'll happen.
They're gonna run into the Guardian for sure.
Oh, they had to. They had to.
That would be fun.
And it's gonna be interesting because when we meet Star Fox, but who's that little character's name again? I forgot.
Pip the Troll.
Pip the Troll isn't he? He's supposed to be.
He usually in the comics was running around with Warlock. Yeah, but they all run around together though, so that could work, and they could still cross over.
They easily, and then I think, like I mentioned before, like Adam Warlock hasn't really been introduced at all. Like for all we know, he's still inside that little capsule way back in Phase 2. So we're not going to see him until 23. Was it 23?
Yeah, 2023 with Volume 3, baby.
Yeah,
unless they tease him in the Christmas special next year.
Oh,
good shit for you, huh?
Oh yeah,
super
big.
Real quick tangent. They're doing a werewolf by night type of Halloween special for Marvel too.
What?
Oh shit!
So we're gonna get a Halloween thing for me and a Christmas thing for you, bro. It's fucking awesome. I love it.
Mixture of both. Man.
Yep.
Mixture of both.
So yeah, y'all checking with us in a year from now to see all that cool shit. That's gonna be dope.
Actually, shoot, Miguel, are you actually? How pumped are you for Hawkeye? Because it's like set up for Christmas.
Right around the corner.
For Hawkeye?
Yeah, it's like set up for Christmas theme and everything like you too.
It is, huh?
Yeah.
2 episodes.
Right on
the day before Thanksgiving, baby.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Honestly, I didn't even know it was coming out that soon. I thought it was coming out December.
Oh, you thought it was coming out in December?
It's coming out November 24th, the first 2 episodes, and it's going to go until December or the week before Boba Fett, right before the New Year's.
Is it going to be the week before Spider-Man? For the season finale for Hawkeye? I'm trying to think, because isn't it Spider-Man coming out on December 17th?
22nd.
No.
Or 22nd?
Yes, it would be the last week, yeah.
Oh.
December 17th, I think, is
the
when
movie?
No Way Home comes out.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not 22nd?
I don't think so.
I'm gonna pull it up real quick.
I don't know.
I'm gonna
I'll
fact
say,
check.
hey, if you want to look it up, go for it.
I'm gonna fact check Miguel because he seems so confident.
I'm pretty sure it's the 17th. I'm pretty sure. Because I have that written down on my phone and shit, and on my calendar. Pretty sure it is.
Yeah, 17th.
Yeah.
You just got
And
fact checked.
I think that's it. 1, 2.
Yeah, it's 17th. I was wrong.
4. No, that'd be episode 5, I think. So then it's gonna end the week after, and then after that, Boba Fett starts and all that other shit goes down.
Oh, that's gonna be packed of a lot of good stuff coming out.
Yeah, dude.
Cobra Kai. Oh my god.
Oh my god, so much good shit to come, guys. I mean, it's crazy. But when it comes to Eternals, man, we got to talk about that post credits before we get up out of here.
Oh, true.
Blade
true.
or Nick Fury? Who's talking to Dane Whitman after he looks at the cursed blade?
Oh,
What's
for sure.
going on?
For sure, it's Blade. It's been confirmed by the director.
I thought it was Nick Fury, honestly.
Nah.
But just because we've
Chloe
seen
Zhao said it's Blade.
We've seen all this information leaking. All right, I guess it's Blade.
It's Blade.
But it's probably Nick Fury still.
Dude,
man,
I get where you're coming from, but Blade is so much more interesting because you're like, what the fuck does that mean?
It was his voice. What are you saying?
Right, yeah. Nick Fury's up in
Fury's
space.
Just like, oh, you want to join the Avengers for the 30th time, whatever.
And it makes sense for Blade because he deals with a lot of that stuff on
taking the cursed items.
Shit.
Yeah, he does a lot of that craziness stuff.
And they're gonna build that out in the Marvel universe, bro.
Mm-hmm. For sure. And then that's gonna be another branch.
Werewolf by Night next year. Blade.
It's gonna
Morbius.
It's gonna tie it up.
That's not part of the MCU though.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, Marvel is working with the MCU. I mean, with Sony for the Spider-Man stuff, and I'm just saying, there's a lot of mystical horror type stuff going on.
You seen Venom 2, Skippy?
No, not yet. Honestly,
I know you haven't. I'm not gonna. You haven't even seen the first one, huh?
Nope.
Have you seen it?
No.
Okay.
But supposedly, what's kind of weird? We're supposed to be like a nerd channel, and we haven't seen it. Any of us. What's up with that?
Well, for me, Venom, I couldn't get behind that first movie for Venom. I did fall asleep in that
supposedly, there's an after credit scene for that movie that's supposed to tie in.
Oh, I already looked up the spoiler.
Oh, really?
I seen it with that one.
Oh, really?
I seen it with that one.
No, yeah. Just give it to me.
All right, so Venom's talking to Eddie, and they're having some dumb conversation about some stupid shit.
Yeah,
but he drops a really interesting fact about he's from a planet of symbiotes and has been around a bunch of different hosts before.
Okay.
They just drop hella comic book shit right there. And then when he's talking about he's been around other people before and been in another host, he ends up getting teleported into the MCU because he sees a television report of the end of Far From Home talking about Peter Parker as Spider-Man with J.K. Simmons.
Going into that wormhole.
No, well, it wasn't really. It was kind of. Well, the thing is with that scene is like they were in a room.
Would you see that?
A loud trick. YouTube online. There's a bunch.
I ain't saying where, but you know what to do.
There's those YouTube content.
Yeah, we don't
people.
pirate over here, but I'll watch it.
Yeah,
okay,
like they introduced it because the ending of that pretty much started the scene actually. Eddie was in the room with Venom, and then all of a sudden there was like a huge earthquake and everything like that all around him. And it kind of seems like it was a Doctor Strange type of situation.
Wait, this is the post-credit scene?
Yeah, this is like the post-credit scene with it.
Yeah, it seems like it's Doctor Strange based on the visuals, but Loki is still a possibility. But I think it's Doc.
It has. I think from what I've seen visual-wise, it looks like more like Doctor Strange. But it goes from that, and then all of a sudden, I think was the TV already on or already at that point?
Yeah, the TV was already on, but the news thing changed to the J. Jonah report about him being
information and shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's Far From Home, baby. It's tying right in.
Sorry,
and we know No Way Home.
This is rated R channel.
But I still keep up with what's going on. I just don't have a big interest in the Venom movies because there's no Spider-Man in it. I always hear it's like meh at best or something.
For me,
people are saying this one's worse than the last one.
Oh, really? They say that the second one was the worst. For me, the first one, like I watched it. I honestly I never fall asleep in movies like at all. Like, what was it? I think there was like one movie I was close to it was Hateful Eight, but that was like after a long work day and everything like that.
That's super understandable, man. That's a really long one.
Yeah, it's a long movie, but the thing is,
it's about as long as Eternals.
It was long, but the thing was, I stayed up for that movie.
A little bit.
That movie I stayed up all the way through, but when it came to Venom 1, I knocked out, and I never knock out of movies because I feel like it's super disrespectful when it comes to the directors and everybody put on that hard work.
Man, I feel you and I have different thoughts. Sometimes you do falling asleep for like almost 70% of the movie they go watch.
Yeah, I know, I know, dude. We seen it like way back in what it's Suicide Squad.
Yep.
You're not, but for you it's different, dude. Like you're doing like a lot of stuff going on with
a lot of manual labor.
Yeah, man. For you it makes sense, 100%. Like,
but it's not because you were bored. It's just because you're tired.
Yeah, you're like dead. You're dead exhausted. But if it was just for me, when it came to Venom, I fell asleep because it was not entertaining. It didn't grasp me at all. And I was like, I remember I had ice cream in my hand and it was starting to fall over. I was like, fuck, I gotta put this down. Yeah. And then that's when I was whatchamacallit, that's when I knew I was like, this movie isn't really grabbing me too much. For me, it was really predictable what they were gonna do. I think for me, it wasn't really pulling me in 100%. It was like for that movie, it was like maybe 10-15%. I was like, oh, okay, I kind of see what they're going with. I already knew exactly what the scene's gonna be about in the next film. In the next scene, I'm already a couple of scenes already ahead of them because it was kind of like predictable what they were trying to do. That was my huge drawback for the Venom movie.
Yeah, and like I said, we are a nerd channel. We are a nerd collective here, but I'm not gonna watch everything in the world if I don't have an interest in watching it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, have you seen the first one?
Yeah.
You seen it? Did you like it?
Or yeah, it's pretty cool.
You liked it?
I gave it a good 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. Man, your ratings are always out of it. It goes crazy,
6 out of
man.
10, I'll get to it when I get to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever. But one other thing. What's your rating? Eternals. 1 out of 10. How many? I'm gonna think of something clever here.
Something.
Let's see.
How many Celestials? How many Eternals?
Hold on.
What is that orb things that came out of what's her face?
How many orbs out of 10 are you giving it, man?
Oh, okay. I'll give it.
There you go.
I was gonna give it a 7. Then I thought about it. I thought about it on my car ride home. Thought about it on the car ride over here today. Got to give it a 6.5 for me. 6.5. Solid 6.5. I was gonna give it a 7. 6.5. It's people. I don't know why it's not ouch.
I was kidding.
Ouch will be below like a 4.
No,
5, 6, 7. It's like it's average good. But anything above that, it's just like for me, it was just average. It was a cool film to watch. It was cool to see all that being played out. Yeah, obviously it has its pros, its cons, but for me, it didn't really get me all hyped up too much about it throughout the film and everything.
That's how I feel too,
brother. I feel it.
I give it a 7, and I'm hoping there is not an Eternals 2. It's just too many. It's just too many characters, dude, to cover them all in one movie. You know.
Okay.
So
I don't disagree completely. I don't disagree at all with that.
Oh, okay. So if we make a second one, like they killed off 3 of them, so now they're still left with.
There's less people, so it could work better now. But I'm with you. There's a lot going on mythology wise and stuff like that. So I'm with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know.
I can see that. For sure.
So a 7 for sure.
7 for sure.
The action was cool, funny. Some parts dragged off, so that's the part that just goes down to a 7. It was too long. Yeah,
for sure. What about you, Kenny?
All right, man. Well, after thinking about it, I think I'm gonna go ahead and give it.
This is kind of intense.
8 orbs.
Okay.
8 orbs out of 10. I'm gonna give it 8, man, because like I said, overall, I connected and had a lot of fun watching these characters and seeing how the cosmic side of Marvel is starting to build itself out. And overall, I thought they did a good job with that. I also think the action was cool, especially like Thena, Gilgamesh, Kingo, really dope stuff. The questions that they were asking about life, purpose, humanity, what's right, what's wrong, Very interesting stuff, and that's the kind of stuff I like to see in movies, man. And seeing that in a Marvel movie for me was very refreshing. And even though the storytelling isn't always on point here, Chloe Zhao directed a hell of a movie for me. I think this is one of the more unique and interesting Marvel movies for me. And I like that someone did something different, and this is just feels more unique and different. And I'm not gonna rewatch this as much as something like Guardians, even Shang-Chi, something that just came out this year. I had a lot of fun with. I gave that a 9. You know what I'm saying? This is really good. It's just you didn't give certain characters time to shine. You didn't flesh out your villains well enough.
Right.
And like you said, it's a bit too long. 220, I think would have just streamlined it a little bit. If it had to be a movie, we could have streamlined some of the flashbacks with Icarus and Cersei and a couple others and just kind of streamlined and gave the same time to other characters so we care about everybody equally. You know what I'm saying? But I still say, like we discussed earlier off camera, they should have did this as a series, a mini series on Disney Plus. We know everybody. Throw them in a movie. We're good to go. But I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10, bro. 8 orbs out of 10. It's a good ass Marvel movie, man. I don't think it's the upper half, right in the middle.
Gotcha. Okay, I like that number. I feel like our reviews are pretty. They're pretty. I like it. I like how we got differences for this movie. It's always we're around the same block.
We can't always be super positive, super negative. We can't all have the same opinions and shit.
Yeah.
Who wants to watch that shit? Y'all don't want to watch that shit.
No, heck no. It's like saying like every our movie is a 10 out of 10, especially in Phase 1. Oh my god! Imagine saying all the movies in Phase 1 were a 10 out of 10.
No,
that's nowhere going to be possible, man.
You had 2 great, 1 really good, 1 okay. It wasn't, and then 1 movie that's decent, but I don't really like it.
Yeah, like it's just part of the MCU. Like everyone expects like the MCU to be always high up in numbers. Like, but a lot of people who forget, like a lot of the times it was either some movies did well, some movies didn't do too well. They had their ups and downs. It's not going to be how it was glorified and like Phase 3.
And this one's
going to
be split. And I figured that going in.
I feel like it's going to create like a lot of different like opinions when it comes to people liking it and not liking it, but it's great. I mean, for me, like what I mentioned, like in a lot of times in the past, I just want them to change up a lot of the stuff with the formulas, what they normally do, because it kind of feels like they are sticking with the same formulas, but they don't want to branch out too far out to do some experiments and stuff. Like this film,
I think this was kind of that real step in that direction. And I think the TV shows like Loki and WandaVision as well.
For sure. Like they were hit that for them, especially the TV shows. It's a different outlook for it, for sure. The movie wise, they tried it. They're getting there. It's a formula. Like how I mentioned before, Phase 1 it's all started up a little bumpy.
We are back. Technical difficulties. Don't worry about it.
Just little small ones.
As you were saying.
Just a tad bit.
A little bit. As you were saying.
Oh, yeah. I was going off of pretty much how it's going to take some time for a new formula to be, to actually start producing, to be mastered into that master craft. Because it took some time from, Phase 2 Phase 1 to get there. Phase 2 kind of like made that stepping stones. Like, okay, we know what we're going to be doing.
Solidified. Yeah.
And then Phase 3 came in, and then boom, it started making like the biggest movie, like hyped up movie for the whole decade, pretty much when it comes to like the MCU, right? Like everybody was hyped for that movie. I mean, I remember when I seen it with you guys, dude. Everybody was all pumped up for Infinity War, man.
Packed.
It was insane. It was insane.
It was pretty packed.
And it's gonna be the same thing for this one here. And
where do they go from here? Just
it's a new formula.
Way more,
cosmic. They're gonna figure it out, bro. And that's like what Skippy was alluding to right there. It's definitely gonna take them time to get their footing in this more risky regard. You know what I'm saying? And I think overall, starting off in Phase 4, doing all this stuff, I think they're doing pretty damn good. Eternals, a lot of potential for the future. It's a damn good movie. I'm glad they did it. I'm glad we saw it. And I want to know what you guys thought about it. Let us know in the comments section below. Where does this rank in your MCU tier, man? 15, 26, 1? You know what I'm saying? Did you love all the characters? Did you think Ajax should have lived, died? Were you like Miguel or like me?
It's okay.
Do you think they wasted her or no? Do you want a moose? That's what I want to know.
Clan of Mooses, the Movenders.
Movenders, baby.
Oh, shoot.
Movenders, man. But for reals, man, before we get up out of here, any final words? Any plugs?
Plugs?
Stuff you're working on?
No.
Stuff you want people to check out?
I would just say to check up more of our channel. Keep
that's
supporting
right.
us.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we got a lot of content coming up. We have a lot of discussions even off camera about what we want to do next year. So it's going to be a lot of fun stuff coming up, and it's going to be fun.
Tons of stuff, guys.
Yeah,
Hawkeye's coming.
The most I'm more hyped for Spider-Man.
That's
for
Spider-Man,
sure.
No Way Home.
Yeah, good
Cobra
one.
Kai, Book of Boba Fett. What else is there? Cowboy Bebop on Netflix.
Oh yeah, that's
Ghostbusters Afterlife. For those of you that have checked out the fandom manual,
just stay tuned.
Number 2's coming.
Oh yeah, that's
and just a little tease for that. Christopher Nolan movies. These guys haven't seen it. We're going to be discussing it. And Ghostbusters Afterlife is going to be the main topic on Fandom Manual 2. So don't miss out, man.
What?
Don't miss out.
Fandom Manual 2?
Yeah. I think we're going to get this guy on the show.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to get him on.
We're going to drag him in here.
I think we're going to do it.
Yeah,
It's going to be some fun, guys. But like we said, this is the spoiler review, so spoiler away in the comments. Let us know what you thought about the movie. Spread this with your fellow MCU fan homies. Spread it with anyone like sci-fi movies. We're trying to get the channel out there, just grow the community, just so we can keep having dope discussions, get more people on the show. And yeah, that's pretty much it, man. So on behalf of my main man Skippy and my main man Miguel and myself, stay tuned. Don't sleep.
Deuces.
And we'll catch you guys on the flip side.
Later, guys.
Peace.